All right. Go get your Innerspace books out. Let's see here. Innerspace. Intro space. Wait till everybody kind of gets in here.
I didn't mean to ruin everybody off.
Teresa, you show up and my whole family leaves.
Oh, I did take her back this morning.
That's all right.
What page are we on?
We are on page 43. Interspace, I think this is class 10.
I was listening with my earplugs in, and I'd have to do phone calls, so I'd take them out and I'd cut them off. I'd hide my phone so that nobody could hear me.
All right. Are we ready? All right. We are where it says Tikkun Zohar continues with 3 mentalities. Page 43, middle of the page. Hokmah, wisdom, this is your right brain. And Bina is understanding, this is your left brain. I don't know why they have heart there. And then Keter Elyon, supernal crown. And then the Malchut is kingship. I, God, declare the end from the beginning. So what we have to do here is we have to look at this word Elyon for a minute. What is Keter Elyon? Keter Elyon is Adam Kadmon. Keter Elyon is Adam Kadmon. Primordial Adam. That's what the name of the game is about, that. The bottom of the page. Keter literally means crowns. And the Sphirot are like the crowns on top of the head. Because Adam Kadmon, supernal king. Footnote 40 there, where it says brain. Like the skull surrounds the brain, Keter, therefore, is over Hokmah Bina, wisdom. And so, if you really want to know what a kippah is,
Yeah.
This is the aspect of Adam Kadmon. But don't tell anybody. They won't believe you. All right? So God created the world with infinite wisdom, with infinite chokmah. So let me get a little spherotic structure out here. All right. Spherotic structure. This is Keter. And so this is going to be the right side for y'all, looking that way. So this is Chokmah Bina. Wisdom, understanding, Keter. Okay? Inside Keter, we have names like Arik Anpin, Ancient of Days, in Daniel. Atik Yomin, Atika Kadesha. There's a lot of names of Elohim, a lot of names of God surrounding that. Many. But we're just going to call this Adam Kadmon for short. Ak. All right? And this is Abba Ima. Wisdom, understanding. And Malchut's the bottom one. Now, this is 4D, this is 3D. 4D, 3D. The At right here, if all this stuff, the Midot that we studied last week and Malchut, before the fall, it's all right here. But once this one falls out, the center line goes down. Boom, boom, boom. Now, where your mouth should be, Malchut is actually mouth. Like that. Okay? It's actually mouth. But we're also going to find out it's other things. Okay? Now, because your mouth has lips. Lips are keruv. Female yesod has lips, keruv. Male yesod has a foreskin, got to cut it off. Right? As we learned in our class. So, top of page 44. How great are your works, God? You made them all with chokmah, with wisdom. All right, that's Psalms 104. Wisdom is associated with beginning. Footnote 41. There is, however, something that must come before wisdom. So what comes before this thought, this wisdom, this will? We are, second paragraph, we are referring to the profound concepts of God's will. And what is God's will? There it is right there. Adam Kadmon refers to the primordial will which initiated and sustains everything in existence. You want to know what the name of the game is? Adam. The Kohen Gadol. Adam in the garden is called Adam Harishon. This is Adam Kadmon. Adam Harishon, Adam in the garden, is the image and the likeness of Adam Kadmon, and you are the image and likeness of Adam Harishon. So who are you trying to emulate? Adam Kadmon. Greater Metatron, lesser Metatron, greater Metatron, lesser Metatron. His name is in him. There's not two Metatrons. There's only one. There's just the distal part of him and the superior part of him. Just the up and the down. And there's in and out too. We're going to find out. We'll get there. This is the same concept of Keter Elyon. They really don't go in and tell you that Keter Elyon is Adam Kadmon. You just kind of got to figure it out. But footnote 42. Keter represents primordial will and the desire to create the world for man. For which man? Man. Adam. In addition, Keter represents the final purpose and goal towards which creation is headed. In other words, we got to get back to Keter. Therefore, the concept of the end is rooted or embedded in the beginning. So if you'll think of it like this, you have a slice of a tree, tree trunk, and you sliced it off, and you turned it up, and you could see the rings. Well, let's say it only had 4 rings. Have you ever seen a travel cup where you pop that thing out, and you got cup? All right, Atzilut, Bria, Yetzirah, Asiya. When you shove them all together, the end is rooted in the beginning. It always was. The fall caused it to fall out. All right. So it's all about putting it back together. Because we don't want to take any klipa. We understand that, and we think the will is the primary cause and the purpose is the effect. Thus, in discussing the level of Adam Kadmon, we refer to the phrase the complete action first in thought. So basically, last in action, first in thought. All right. So his first thought was the end game. It's his first thought. He's going to complete the entire thing. Was his first thought. What is his thought? The Shekhinah. What is he thinking about? His sweetie, his honey. That's the name of the game. Israel, the Nukva, Rachel, the house, the temple. It's all the same word. It's all the same spot. David. It's never not. All of those terms I just gave you are Malchut. The earth, Malchut. There's the Ger, Malchut. Lesser Metatron, Malchut. On Elijah, Malchut. Keruvim, Malchut. Of every level. That's what's on his mind. Thus, let's see. Their end is embedded in their beginning, and their beginning is embedded in their end. Keter Elion is the crown of Malchut, the kingship. So we have the end and the beginning, the crown and the kingship. When the Davidic Messiah comes all the way up to Keter, that's Messiah. What's Messiah? Adam. With everything's back up. This is Yesod. So we have basically this is Davidic Messiah, Josephic Messiah. Boop. It's going to go back to Da'at, which is knowledge of God. Leviathan is Da'at. Leviathan is always Da'at. So the feast of Leviathan is feeding on the knowledge of Da'at when all this stuff returns. Let's see. Where was I? So he says, I declare the end from the beginning. And in Isaiah, and I've taught that before. And think of it like this: I'm here, but I have a mirror at the end of my room down here. So I'm greater Metatron, and that mirror at the end of my office is lesser Metatron. I'm going to declare from there here. So I'm going to look at it from that way. I'm going to declare the end from the beginning. I'm going to declare that from here and here from there. All right? That's why you're important. Because you're his there. He's got to have you. You are his there. You are him there. You are... Why is everything worried about other gods, Elohims? Because you are his Elohims. Because you are his face. Don't put any other Elohims on my Elohim, on my face, on my panim. Because you're made in my image. You see. Don't mark up your body. Don't cut your body. All this. Protect your inner Kohanim. Protect your Metatron.
Guard your Yesod.
Guard your Yesod. That's what happened to Adam, my other image, Mm-hmm. You are the little L. The little L that could. The Tzaddik declares, and the Holy One does it. That's why. It's him doing it, ain't you. As soon as you get you out of the way, you'll be okay. Now, wisdom and Bina, understanding, are likened to two hemispheres of the brain. Why they called it the heart over there a while ago, I just don't know.
It's got to do with the connection with the heart, to thinking with the compassion of the heart, and the understand with compassion. Understanding with compassion.
I thought they were using it here because they're making a comparison to the image of the body, and I never got why they did that. Together, Chokmah and Bina are called the hidden things. Why? They're in your head. They're concealed. The mental processes that affect are only visible when externalized by the 7 lower midot. Footnote 46 is where I'm at. So the thoughts of the brain are done in here. They're only revealed here. Concealed. Okay, we'll just do it. Concealed and revealed. Are these really here? Yeah. but they're in the brain, concealed and revealed. Okay? Talmud is writing, it's concealing something until you reveal something. The whole Torah is like that. All right. As the process that precedes the actual 7 days of creation. Now, so the reason there's 7 is these are the lower 7 days of creation. With wisdom, God founded the earth, and understanding, He established the heaven. With His knowledge, He broke up the depths. Proverbs 3:19 through 20. All right. With wisdom, He made the earth, right? Yeah, with wisdom He found the earth. The father is the foundation of the daughter. With understanding, He made the heavens. The mother is the crown of her son. See the formula? See what Solomon's trying to get you to do there? And with knowledge is how He breaks the whole thing down. Okay? He's giving you, he's showing you how it works. With wisdom, a house is built. A house is malchut. With wisdom, a house is built. Similar to the recording of the qualification of Bezalel. Do you remember Bezalel? Bezalel was the guy in the desert with Moses when he was going to build the tabernacle and all that. And Moses was like, well, who am I going to get to do that? And God said, don't worry about it. Bezalel will do it. I have instilled Bezalel with the wisdom. He knows the blueprint. He knows everything. And I think this Bezalel was only like 13 years old.
That's right.
You know? So that's that deal. He built the Mishkan according to the pattern of the supernal universes. These things have a specific pattern. They're modeled after Metatron's tabernacle. I filled him with Ruach of Elohim, with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. What did Bezalel have? Right here. With wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Exodus 31:3. All of the source are referring explicitly to these three qualities: wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. And we shall see when we discuss the sphere of Keter, Da'at knowledge functions in many ways as a quasi-spherot. It is often in place of Keter. Now, I'm not going to read all of these spherotic anthropomorphic representations right here, okay? But we are going to look at a couple. You see there where it says Da'at, and it says midbrain and spine, okay? And then look at Yesod where it says sexual organ, and then look at Malchut where it says mouth, or the crown or tip of the sexual organ, or mate. All right? Now, the spine, this little deal here, this is my serpent. This is my nakash. Okay? The spine, the ot, looks like a spine now, don't it? That is the Nakash. It's also Mashiach. Front side, back side. That's Da'at. That is called the tree of the knowledge, Da'at, of good and evil. Where did it fracture? Where did it split? Right there. It's always been that way. Moses, Pharaoh. Cain, Abel. Ishmael, Isaac, Esau, Jacob, Perez, what's his name? The other one. Anyway, y'all get the deal. So, what happens what happens when this spheroid breaks and falls, we create a spine. But it's also Yesod. What is the spine in Torah? Metatron. The spine, just like in the body, runs everything. Because your head, Keter Hokmah Bina, is still up. Everything is running the body, is the spine. The spine is the neural network system that runs your whole body. It's called Nakash. Nakash was supposed to do everything for Adam, but it got contaminated, Zuhama, and it hit, and the spine fell down, boom. This one right here is where it hit. That's Eve. So this is the spine. If you'll notice, it's in the middle. Right arm, left arm, heart. If we go down if you go down the deal, right arm, left arm, heart. Right leg, or right testicle, left testicle, right ovary, and then this is Yesod. This is female male reproduction, and this, if Adam and his Nakash fell all the way down to this, and this is the kingdom, but this, as it says, is the crown of the organ or tip of the organ. Where do you think all the contamination went to? In Asiya, the Orla, that is the secret of circumcision. Right there. So, this is what's going on with the Sephirotic structure as it relates to Adam in the garden and the Etzadat Tova Ra. Ra, evil. Ra, evil. Right? Now, you hear me talk about 3D, 4D all the time. I try to keep it simple. Berea, Yetzirah, Asiya, 3D. Atzilut, 4D. Why do I do that? Because those are 3 and Atzilut makes 4. Yud, He, Vav, He. But look what they do here. Because I don't want to confuse you, but look what they do here. They bring in 5D. They're, according to them, and I'll go along with it, 5D is the Sephirotic structure. This is above everything. This is the 5th dimensional universe. We don't even talk about it. These are the 10 directions, the defined path of the infinite being who is beyond creation. Although God is king who interacts with his subjects, he himself is no way influenced by them. Oh, yes, he is, or they wouldn't do mitzvahs. This is particularly true with God's relationship to the Sephiroth. Now, the Sephiroth aren't sending the Sephiroth are only a filter that he sends his stuff through, and a filter that sends it back. All right? Are they particularly affecting him? No. Is what they're allowing the channel, the Yesod, the channel or transmission that it comes through, called the Tzaddik, Yesod Olam? Yes. Yes. The Tzaddik is using this channel, using this Sephirotic structure. This is particular too with God's relationship to the Sephiroth. He is in no way affected or defined by them. We understand what they're saying. Thus, the Sefer Yitzhak states, 10 Sephiroth of nothingness. Their measure is 10, they have no end. A depth of beginning, a depth of an end. A depth of good, a depth of evil, a depth of above, a depth below, a depth of east, a depth of west, a depth of north, a depth of south, singular, Master God, faithful King, dominates over all them, holy dwelling until eternity. Now, anytime you read in Torah, I don't care where you're at, and it says, and the feet of Mashiach will stand on the Mount of Olives, and it will break from the east to the west, and it will repel from the north to the south, and it will be as huge as north to the south. Mm-hmm. That is code for what we just went over. the feet, Netzach and Hod, will stand on the Temple Mount, Yesod, and it will penetrate, it will split open, and it will divide from east to west, from north to south. You see what they're talking about now? This thing is going to be a cosmic split. This is the Yesod of Adam Kadmon entering Shekhinah. And this is the only way to describe it. That's what Mashiach is. Everybody has a crazy anthropomorphic view of Messiah, and they're all wrong. They're all wrong. Messiah ben Joseph is Yesod. Joseph, David. Messiah ben Joseph, Messiah ben David. They're connected. You can't have one without the other. But you've got to get down until you hit 1,000. This is Formula 999. Kol HaTor. And everybody talks about, you need to get in Russell and Kat's deal on the Kol HaTor. If you want to know about Mashiach, that's what you got to study. Now, moving on. Don't want to confuse you with the fact. Let's see. Here, the Sefer Yosef defined a 5-dimensional continuum with 10 directions, 2 opposite directions of each dimension. We have seen that 3-dimensional physical universe consists of 6 directions, north, south, east, west, up, down. And the 4D that has time. Time is always Malchut. Just to let you know. Without Malchut here, if Malchut's in Da'at, time goes away. There is no such thing as time. It consists of 2 directions, past, future, beginning, and end. Finally, there is a 5th spiritual dimension, which has direction of good and evil. What'd they say? Front side, back side. That's all they said. All right? Each of these directions is said to be infinitely endless. Middle of the page. Therefore, denotes great distance, both physical and physicality and mental, or we're going to call that spirituality. Thus, an idea of this is difficult to understand. It is said to be deep. The heavens for a height, the earth for its depth, and the king and the heart of king has no probing. Regarding wisdom, King Solomon said, "It is deep, deep. Who can find it?" Drink up, my friends. Drink deeply, O loved ones. He is searching the depths of dimensionality of God. That's where Solomon's playing. How great are your works, God? Your thoughts are deep. David's playing. Well, actually, Psalm 92 is written by Adam. If you ever want to know what Adam is thinking, read Psalm 92. It'll blow you away. Adam wrote that. Adam wrote that the day he realized he had sinned, which is on his Yom Tov, which is at the winter solstice, which is either Christmas, New Year's Eve, depending on where it falls, or but that's what lines up with Hanukkah. That's Psalm 92, when the light began to increase. So if Adam is commanded to do it, and the Kohanim is commanded to do it, because why is it not in Torah? Because Hod, her feet descend to death, went beyond Torah. So it's not in there. It's beyond it. Because all the evil is on the side of Hod. Therefore, they're commanding it up here. They can't write it down here because it's gone past the Torah. The Tanakh, rather. It's in the Talmud. That's why the sage says, oh, you got to do it. Because the Talmud is the only thing that's the mind of God that has been carried past the Tanakh into the legs of Mashiach. for the last 2,000 years. The Tananim started it at the destruction. That's the second temple. That's why it's commanded. So if anybody says it's the Talmud says, the rabbis say it's commanded and it ain't commanded, you've lost your mind. All right. So Keter, if you'll look here at the bottom of the page in this little piece right here, Keter is a depth of good. Malchut is a depth of evil. Because that's female. I'm not saying women are evil. I'm just saying if you don't treat them, if you don't,
how you acting?
Yeah, it depends on how you're acting.
That's right.
When divided according to this system, the 10 Sefirot are thus consisted of 5 set of opposites. Crown is a depth of good, or Malchut is the depth of evil. This does not mean Malchut is evil in and of itself. Malchut points the direction away from good. Therefore, the only way we know what good is to have Malchut, because it's going the other way. Since it points the direction away from God, it is said to denote the direction of evil. Malchut is the last hay of Yud Hey Vav Hey. That's Rachel. That's the Nukva. That's Hava. So if that is female, although there's aspects of it that are male, but if it is extensively female, because the father is the foundation of the daughter, with wisdom he created the earth, then that is female. Where is the Nakash going to try to enter? At the most distal part from God, from Adam. That's the only way in. And that is the secret of making a hole in the hay. Who made a hole in the hay? The son, the Nakash. Cain, the son of the Nimrod, the son of the Israelite woman with Moses. Gehazi. And who is the last one to make a hole in the hay? A guy named Jesus of Nazareth. Yeshu HaNotri means to penetrate Yetzirah in the hay. That's what his name means. That is why.
Okay.
That's why Christianity is such a bad deal.
Yeah.
And you can only learn it going through the Sefirot structure. Now, Malchut must therefore be a good receiver. It has to only receive good. It cannot receive bad. Israel cannot receive bad. This is why they're so concerned about converts. Because that's the hay. That's the land. That's the Shekhinah. That's the Nukva. That is her. You cannot put your Zuhama in the Jewish girl. Your evil. Your wickedness. They're going to make sure and make you jump through a bunch of hoops. The great thing about Ger Toshav is most of us are married. What do we care? We're the safest thing for the Jews they could have. All right. Keter, crown, is also referred to as eternity. The human mind cannot penetrate or fathom. Chokmah and Bina, on the other hand, represent the beginning and the end of time. Chokmah, wisdom, potential of existence that God wishes to give, and Bina, understanding, corresponds to the upper hay, the hand that delivers. Finally, at the interface, there we go. At the interface between past, future, 3-dimensional, and 6-dimensional, we have the Vav. So, who is the Vav? Metatron. Metatron's always the Vav. The Vav is 6. The Vav is Yesod. The Vav is the Tzaddik, who is the lesser Metatron. And Noah was 600 years old when he entered the ark, Malchut. See how it works? See how it works? Every time you see 6. That's why in the 6th day it's 6-7, because 6 is already into the 7th. 6, 7. That's why we don't know when Mashiach's come, because the 6 is already here. Well, the 6 connect to the 7. It's up to us. We can stimulate it and bring it in, because the Josephic Messiah is connected to Davidic Messiah. We just have to make the trigger. It has to have stimulation. Now, to say God is bound by dimensions would itself introduce an element of plurality in his essence, which he does not have. The concept of dimensionality does not apply to God at all. He may relate to the universe as faithful king, but he himself is completely above our grasp. The expression eternity of eternities thus denotes a dominion that is beyond even timelessness. The next few chapters, we're going to talk about each Sphirot and how they affect each other and the essence of them. Yet in high levels of meditation, one can experience the Sphirotic structure, and unless one does, it is impossible to explain the meaning of them. So what did he just say there? He said, go home, take your Sphirotic structure, and meditate on it. And think about his wisdom and his mercy, his hesed, his love, his victory, his power, his kingship, his understanding, his knowledge, his Adamicness, and his Yud, the Hey, the Vav, the Hey. This is called Jacob's ladder. This is what you're doing. So what we'll do is next time we will start at chapter 5, and we'll do a little bit of that. And the Torah is amazing, and the sages are amazing. I will see y'all next week. We're going to do some more Talmud. We'll do some more inner space. I hope y'all enjoyed the class. Adios.